Farscape Engineers Inspector Summary Video. Here we are in Reading. We're doing a wood deck rear porch. Farscape must be structurally sound, must be kept painted or stained in this case. And any evidence of wood rot or any evidence of that needs reinforcement, nails popping, those are all going to be taken. This Farscape is in good condition. The only issue is that it does need some routine maintenance in order to bring it back so that it can pass. So at this time we can't proceed to a load test or to a certification by opinion affidavit simply because it has a few issues, and we're talking about 25% of this Farscape. So there's a minimum in order for it to pass, but there's also a maximum that would basically get another 10 to 15 years out of that, and we'll point those things out as we walk along. So I got myself and Inspector Manny Quinn here also with me, and we'll just sort of speak and talk about different things. So starting up here, again, one of the things you want to do is you want to make sure that you pop any and all nails that are coming up that can hurt children's feet. Got to get them back down. Number two, if you got any boards loose, you want to use deck make screws. No more nails, because what happens is through freeze and thaw, those nails just keep coming up. Screws don't come up. Screws are here, nails are here, and so just screws. Any joints, seal it. You start sealing all these joints, you're going to up this for 10 years. Metal gusset reinforcement, you're going to get 10 to 15 years out of this. So let's continue. Any issues up here, Manny?
They're pretty good up here.
All right, so I think
looks like they use screws up here.
Yep, screws up here. I would definitely get into the joints, get all these joints sealed. But she's pretty good up here. Clean out any area. I would power wash it, because some of this material, if you get a power wash, we get a lot of trees in the area. If you power wash this, then you stain it, that's going to make this a 10 to 15 year save. Any nails pop and you got to pound them back, and anywhere with water or snow can accumulate, seal it with clear silicone, paintable silicone. But again, get all your nails back down, nothing that can cut the hands, and up there we're pretty good. No obstructions, so a lot of times you can't have these pots and plants. You have to have a clear 24 to 36 inch walk, and if you're going to have something like this over here, you have to make sure that these obstructions don't obstruct this. So again, there's certain things that you can't have up here, but you can't block. No bicycles, no trash. All right, let's go walking down. Again, this side looks pretty good, Manny. Any questions on this side?
No, this side, being up the upper one, is in good shape.
Yep, considering it's the most exposed.
Here, yes.
We have this, again, nails that are popping up, so anybody that has no shoes on, they got to cut their feet, all those nails back down. And anything that's still a little soft, like this one, screws, no nails. Okay, so just get some deck mate screws, a good gun. As you see the bounce that I got here, Manny, so we definitely got to talk about the fact that whoever cut these stringers cut them too tight. So we're going to have to sister the stringers, pick up a little beef. All right, coming on here, going down. You got the header. The header's already all cracked, and you can see over here that we need to use strapping. The metal gussets, the galvanized metal gussets. Okay, let's keep coming down. Any old cracked board, such as this one, well, I'm glad I pulled this one. Any old cracked board, just take it out, put a new one. But this one, this is a trip hazard. And again, I didn't, any cracks that are on them, when you walk down and your foot and it goes like that, this is what happens when coming down without even knowing, you're going to fall down these set of stairs. So any old wood that has a crack front, replace the pieces. Coming down, Manny?
Yep.
Now I'll use this thing as a pointer. All right. Looking up, we need a galvanized metal triangle in the corner, and again with screws. You gotta use what do you call it? The
joist hangers.
Joist hangers on this side here, because all the nails are now covered by the other side. So just joist hangers on this whole thing. All this piece here, just make sure that everything is sealed. Anything that can accumulate water, seal all these nails. Some of these, again, my boots are catching a lot of these nails. Little kids, they're going to cut their feet, and that's a liability. Some of them can get infections. So anything like this, you can actually put this flag through. As you can see, that's a 1/4 inch. So as water gets in, it rots these things. And a lot of times for these things to pass the lateral load test, you're going to need a piece of angle that you buy at Home Depot. The galvanized gussets in here, and you screw it, and they're good. Or they have the 1-inch strap that goes all the way across, and you basically screw it here, screw it there, and then basically there's our rigidity, including any corners. So whatever licensed carpenter is going to do this job, he has to understand what needs to get done. He'll be guided in one of two ways. A lot of times these jobs can either have engineer oversight, and a lot of times residential, they don't have engineer oversight. They can also be guided by a permit, so that the city official is the final one that comes in before it gets certified by fire escape inspection company, or he just has to know what he's doing in order to make sure that what he does is certifiable. Otherwise, for somebody to re-inspect it and then not to pass doesn't make any sense, because you're going to keep paying for the re-inspection. So all this is standard, just general maintenance. Looks good. Replace anything. A lot of times when you get to the wood and it's got this many cracks, like you have upstairs, just put in a 2x6, or and then a nice cover top here. But again, screw it down. Don't nail it down. Man, anything on these?
Yeah, this should be another support going down to hold it for a little extra rigidity.
Yeah. Rigidity. And this right here, you have a couple of things that you can do. You definitely got to put a 2x with a notch, 2x4 here, and a 2x4 here, because that will get rid of the bounce. And because again, it was cut wrong. This is super small here. But they can also put in, if they wish, to put in sort of a mid-span screw. I mean, there's some possibility of it here. There's possibility of it here. But otherwise, as soon as you put in that doubled up, I mean, the 2x here and the 2x here and the 2x here, all on the inside, screw it. She's going to get pretty stiff, and I'm going to be satisfied with that. Again, all nails, push them all down. Any corners, seal them all up. Any cracks on the wood, to not have to replace the 4x, create a sandwich and squish it and seal it with silicone so there's more cracks down below. Again, all these joist hangers. That corner over there needs a corner galvanized bracket. Screw it in, then you can stain it or paint it. Same thing here, going down and up there, Manny. When you look up, actually, you know, this is where it takes the metal that comes down and grabs the strap. It's a 1-inch piece of strap. You can bend it, and you can screw it on all three. This is over 20 years old, so it needs a little bit of tender love and care. But it's using good order compared to some of the other things we see, right, Manny?
Yeah, most definitely.
Right. Anytime you get something that's starting to crack, identify and reinforce. Sister and reinforce, or use the metal gussets. We use metal gussets quite often, and any and all cracks on the front have to be addressed. Okay, so this one needs the joist hangers here too.
Needs all the joist hangers and all the fronts.
We have some cracking on some of these posts, especially this one has some cracking. So we need to sandwich it with some carriage bolts. And then going up these stairs, Manny, as you know, we got these cracks happening here. You got to seal those up with silicone, and then you got to put a screw in it so that it stops opening. But otherwise, you keep leaving it alone, you'll have to replace the whole string. Like, actually, that's already gone, Manny, right? Manny, take a picture of that. You see that?
Yeah.
I mean, you're videotaping from there, right? So stuff like
I was
that.
getting the rest.
Stuff like that starts to happen, you know. So that's why you got to seal these babies up. Otherwise, you're gonna have to replace the staircase. All right, come on down here. Okay, just general routine maintenance again. We need all the joist hangers put on. Make sure everything's got. Again, all the repair metal that you need for this is sold at Home Depot. So reinforce this with a strap. The metal strap with screws comes down here, picks this up. So this gets to stay, but then you just reinforce it accordingly. This thing is over 20 years old. Make sure that, you know, this one's broken also. So again, this too needs reinforcement. All again, routine carpentry for maintenance. As you know, these things, you know, you got to make sure, test every single one of these rail pickets with a hammer hit just to make sure that it's still on. Otherwise, put a screw. Pre-existing non-conforming, there's supposed to be a rail here. Otherwise, if a child falls or anybody, it's supposed to have rails going up and down a set of stairs. This is also all on dirt. Dirt has made its way back in here. It has rotted the bottom, so I think this is probably going to get replaced. And then make sure that the wood sits properly on the cement pad that's here. Otherwise, there's lots of cracks. You know, she's cracked there, she's cracked there, she's cracking everywhere. So, and she's fully rotten at the very bottom. As you can see, this is, you know, embedded in dirt there. She's loose here, as you can see. But I mean, she's got a bow here. So a lot of times it's just, you know, putting in a piece of wood underneath here and just getting it to
rise a little.
Rise a little bit, just, you know. But again, I would recommend that on top of that, once you put a little footing here, I'd get a 2x6, the 5/4 2x6, and put it on top of these, and she'll look great. You know, and just make sure you got all these railings. You can't have anything that children can get hurt with. So some general repairs. They sell these very cheaply. So, but otherwise, and then I would stain the whole thing. You want to get 10, 15 years. I would reinforce all the major critical connections, major structurals. You get 10 to 15 years and stain it. You seal every joint, stain it. You get 10 to 15 years. Otherwise, just do the minimum, and that is just wherever it's loose, the general carpenter can speak with us. We'll give him some suggestions, and then just call for a reinspection, and and she'll pass. But it's just 25% failure rate only, not too much. I've seen 20-year-olds, ones that
Got to
they're
knock
trash
down.
cans. If this is 20, we thought we were saying about 10 years. This is 20. This is in good condition. Any questions? Farscape Engineers, inspect the summary video. 866-649-0333. Farscape Engineers inspect the summary video. Here we are in North Reading. This is a reinspection of a wood structure where the work was done by the homeowner with or without the help of a carpenter. But let's take a look. So the Farscape was in fair condition to begin with when we first noticed some issues. So some issues that were originally on the staircase here. Total rebuild of the entire staircase. Obviously the client is showing some skill set, or whoever, in building a standard staircase to grade, to code. So looking back, we had some issues with the pieces up here, as mentioned in the original. What he did is just capped it, more than sufficient. He buttoned up all any loose pieces, added some screws. Here's some of the typical brackets that we were looking for to basically reinforce. Threw in some joist hangers there, as we talked about. Added some additional screws. There's original joist hangers. Put in a new post here. As you can see, added some stability. As you can see here, okay, stiffness. Look at this. This is exactly what we wanted to see. These are all things you buy at Home Depot. Come in and restrap, redo. Just make it safe, you know. Get it in there so that the building inspector, the ironwork, and the structural engineer, the registered architect, or the licensed or certified inspector is comfortable with this going for another 5 years. So as you can see, good construction, good, you know, everything got put back that was requested on the original, okay? You know, cap over, corners, as you can see here. Even some of the some of this, you know, they strapped it. Look at all the caulking inside those cracks. Okay, this basically stops any more what we call freeze and thaw and ice jacking. So got it. So all the pieces got done. Some additional pieces got removed. Look, good stuff. A lot of stuff like this can be done by the homeowner, but again, in some cases, it does need a permit from the city because some can be done on the homeowner's permit. Some, if it's an inspection of or repair of a investment property, it does need a permit. But again, that's to be decided by the city official to how far he wants to take it. But this might be on the routine maintenance, which might not need a permit. Look, so you got all the reinforcement. Look at that, see? That was suggested and that was done. That looks good. Using screws, not nails, because there was some crack. Reinforce this one, reinforce that one. You see? Brackets, strappings, looks good. You know, joist hangers that came into play. All these you can buy at Home Depot. As you can see, moved some of the pieces. So, just all common sense stuff. Put a new top, kept the original. Look at all the strapping. Seal a lot of the joints. Okay, so let's keep on going here, see what we have. Going in, he basically did a little bit of this to reinforce accordingly. Capped it, cut it, pre-existing non-conforming, changed some things out, added metal everywhere. Look at that, metal, good. Cap it, corner, reinforced corners. Got it? So it looks good. Some debris that shouldn't be here, but that's, you know, those things happen all the time, but let's make sure there's nothing that will stop people from tripping. Look at that. Capped it, sealed it, reinforced the corners. Okay, looks good. Made sure all the individual postings are in good order, nice and solid. Replacement, which is good. Going back down. And again, this is to assure the safety of the tenant and any fireman. So as you can see, a good effort was made here to make sure that this fire escape had some routine maintenance. And this is what routine maintenance looks like if somebody's going to take care of anything like this. So this work can either be done by a carpenter, or as you can see, this homeowner used our video to look at it, had a general understanding, came in here, did a lot of this, saved himself a lot of money by doing this work all himself. All that extra metal was not here last time. Got it? Look at this. See? Joined it here, caulked inside these cracks. Got it? So this is exactly what we asked. This is exactly what we done. So this makes anybody and everybody aware that if you pay attention, a homeowner can save quite a bit of money. A handyman can do some of this work. Whether or not a permit is needed is to be discussed with the individual city official. Okay? That's not our call, but normally any major structural repair does need the city official to okay it to be done with or without permit, because then he would like to do a final, because our final here is just that. We're coming in saying that most of the things we recommended got done, but the work that needs to be done is done by a licensed professional who knows what needs to be done according to code. And that's what you got here. So I'm going to say that this fire escape now has passed the approval stage. I see nothing hanging, I see nothing dangling, I see everything reinforced, and now we can basically say that this fire escape is ready to pass with a disclaimer of liability, and as an opinion affidavit stating that to the best of my information, knowledge, and belief, this fire escape is ready for its intended use. Any questions, fire escape engineers? 866-649-0333.
here's the video of the repairs made to the fire escape at 17-19 Sanborn Street. Strong ties at every joint. New top rail on the 3rd floor. Strong ties again. New top rail. Strong ties, strong ties. Strong ties, strong ties. Corner bracket, strong ties, strong ties. All the stair treads have countersunk deckmate screws. Strong ties, strong ties. Strong ties, strong ties. Corner brackets, strong ties, new piece for the rotted one that was there, strong ties here and here, here and here, every joint, strong ties, strong ties, strong ties, corner brackets, strong ties, strong ties, strong ties, strong ties, countersunk deckmate screws for every tread, strong ties, 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 strong ties. And on the porch stairs, again at every joint, strong ties, strong ties, strong ties, strong ties, strong ties, strong ties, strong ties. And then on the other set of stairs, new top rail all the way, new top rail, new top rail, new deck board. Okay, here's the supplemental work at 1719 Sanborn Street. New strong tie at the top of the stringers for the stairs at the first landing. Second one over there. Then we go to the second landing, top of the stringers up there. See the new strong tie, new strong tie. Then we go up. And at the landing, going up to the 3rd floor, new strong tie there, new strong tie there. And then on the small set of stairs, is the new baluster that was requested. A little stiffening of that post there to stiffen that up. Then strong ties at these joints and at these joints and those corners. That's it.